This time I'll call the December 30th, 2021 meeting to order for the Dickinson County Commission. Would you please stand and join in the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have one item we're going to add to the agenda, and that is to allow a county budget amendment on the county budget. And with that one addition, I would move that we approve the agenda as amended.
I'll second that.
We have the motion and the second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. The consent agenda includes the minutes of the December 23rd meeting, also fund expenditures of $57,882.36, utilities of $8,420.92, SD security wire of $3,760, and a hand check of $286.64.
I move to accept the consent agenda.
We have the motion and the second for acceptance of the consent agenda. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Ron, commission comments?
Just real quickly, I want to thank the community for supporting the commission in Dickinson County. I think we've been through an awful lot this last year, but we've learned that we all can work together and we're on the same team. Well, I think we'll have a better year this next year. So again, thank everybody for working with us.
Okay, Craig.
Nothing.
Okay, I also don't have anything to add today other than just appreciate all that the elected officials and department heads do for the county. And I think a lot of people worked very, very hard, and we've had a pretty good year all in all, and look forward to the new year ahead. We do not have any petitions or proclamations. This would be the time if there's any public comments. This would be the time for any item that is not on the agenda. And we don't have anyone online to make a public comment or here. And so we're going to go ahead and move on to our reports from the county officers. Brad?
Okay, I'll be brief today. I did have communicated with the Dickinson City Manager. They're still working on their neighborhood revitalization program agreement, and we'll probably see that come back for your consideration in the next couple of weeks and get that finalized so they can get that renewed. Last evening, we had a little issue in the jail. We had one of the inmates that apparently somehow broke off one of the sprinkler heads in his cell and flooded the cell in the pod and went down the hallway into the kitchen and booking. So I've got a couple messages that have come in here in the last hour from the architect and trying to figure out how to get a replacement sprinkler head and try to get one that you can't break off. It is a jail. I don't know how they were able to get that accomplished, but if you buy different things, I know there's suitcases you buy, they say that, that's indestructible except for those kids under the age of 4 or something like that. I guess I would say indestructible with kids under the age of 4 and in a jail facility, because I think they could break a piece of concrete. So, but they've got nothing to do but sit there and worry about how to damage things. So, and then I think I might have mentioned last week, but we had the furnace go out at the household hazardous waste building at the transfer station, and it was about 20 years old. So we went ahead and told them to get that replaced. And so that should be up and working and be good for another 20 or 30 years. But other than that, it's been a fairly quiet week, and we're ready to start the new year.
Transfer station, the doors all operational?
They are, yeah. Well, if we go do a drive around, we'll go out by there. It's really pretty impressive for a door that big. So, yeah, it's functional. I don't think we've seen it yet, have we? Yeah. I mean, we agreed to pay half of it with hams, and I'm assuming somebody paid the bill, but we haven't seen it yet. So, knock on wood, I'm not going to call and ask them about it. I do anticipate here in the next month or two that we'll be sitting down with hams and working on a new agreement to get that hashed out, because we certainly want to make sure that if we do have something in the future, that we know whose insurance is covering it. You know, we have discovered that, we talked about the suppression system out there.
Mhm.
And we had a fire sprinkler company from down around the Kansas City area come in. And he spent several days over the past few months researching that, looking at it. And it's very obvious that that system has never worked since the day it was put in the 70s. There's no way it could have worked the way it's built. And we kind of feel like it would be cost prohibitive to put one in that would work. It would be cheaper just to replace the building if it caught on fire again. So we may just, at this point, I think it's more feasible and responsible just to write that off. And, you know, if something does burn, you might lose the loader. You could have damage to, maybe a forklift if it was left in there. But other than that, it's the structure and trash. So, if you're going to spend several $100,000 to protect a 57 or 80 or $100,000 building, doesn't make sense. So, but we'll be back to you with those options. So that's all I've got.
Okay, thank you, Doug.
No, I have nothing. Thank you.
Okay. Under notices and communications, I will mention earlier this morning, we had Cindy McDonald in to give us an update as far as the court is concerned, and also kind of had questions, when do we make the move back into the building, which I think all of us are looking forward to that, but we do not have a definite date on that as of this time, and the elevator is one of the issues. We've also had a review of the budget regarding the renovation and also the jail and our project down there. And so that's pretty much all we had. We do have something from the Heritage Center, and it's just their year-end newsletter, and then also a couple of Christmas cards. Is there anything else that anyone had that they would want to bring up as far as notices and communications?
I don't have anything.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and move on. We do not have any resolutions or unfinished business. Under other business, we did have one addition to the agenda, and it's kind of a county budget amendment. And so Brad, did you want to cover that, or Janelle?
I'll defer to Janelle on that one. So.
Okay, great. Janelle, you're on.
Commissioners, we have two funds that we need to amend the budget on. First is diversion, and second one is Detroit Sewer, the operations fund. The diversion fund, I had initially set this up at $22,000 and proposing that we amend it to $30,000. We've had some expenses out of there that I wasn't anticipating when we set the budget back in 2020. Body cameras for the city of Chapman and for our sheriff's department. And then in the Detroit Sewer Fund, I had budgeted $5,000, and I would ask that we increase it to $12,000. We purchased a shed to store the mower and other pieces of equipment out there that belong to the sewer district, and those expenses were higher than what I was anticipating. We do have funds that have come in on cases for the diversion fund, and on Detroit Sewer, we have sewer fees with the city of Enterprise adding on. So we have got money in there to cover that. So I would just ask that you amend those two funds
Okay.
for the year.
And that's a requirement by state law. It's the procedures that counties and municipalities use.
To stay within your budgeting
Stay
authority.
within your budget authority, right?
Okay. Is there a motion to go ahead and approve? We have the motion and the second to approve the county budget amendment on the county budget as outlined by our finance director. Any other discussion or question? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I don't believe we have any other business. So is there a motion to adjourn? I would so move. Okay, I can't do both. Yeah. Have the motion and the second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We're adjourned.